What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypt-Economy. Let's have a look at the bouncing markets. Now, we saw some relief in the markets as of Monday, and Tuesday has opened up green as well. As you can see, especially tech stocks getting quite good performance, at least for the day. Tesla is up 10%. Ooh, that's crazy, right? Google almost 5%, Apple 3.5%, on and on and on. So the whole market, it is recovering really well, and we've had like a quite a good bounce. If I just show you what S&P 500 looks like, this is approximately the point that we've started. Let me just open up a day chart for you guys. So this is where we've opened about 37.13, and we are right now at 37.62. So we've kind of made it above the past heavy support range. Now we need a daily close above this from a technical standpoint. From a 4-hour standpoint, we are already up above the support, and we need to hold the support in the possible retest that we could see. Now this fall was really brutal and very bloody for US stock markets, for the world stock markets, as well as for crypto, right? Crypto seems to be coming back quite well as well. Now, what's the state of the current economy? So let's look at everything that's going on. Oil plus 9.5, right? Gold is down about 0.2%, which is what's kind of normal when the stock markets take a bounce or take a take a rally rather, right? 2.3% up is S&P 500 for the day. Nasdaq is up 2.79%. Everything is kind of rallying, or at least all stocks are rallying right now. However, with that being said, there are certain things that are happening from an macroeconomic perspective that could be troublesome for a lot of us. Now, if I just start with crypto, couple of things. Crypto exchange BlockFi. Now BlockFi is a platform same as Celsius, and we all know what's going on with Celsius. They have secured a 250 million credit line from FTX. Now all of these places, it seems like they've used DeFi, they've used high leverage DeFi specifically to give extra yield to their customers, and now they are stuck, and now they have to bring in more and more funds to maintain liquidity. Otherwise they will have to suspend withdrawals, because in these kind of markets, a very common thing that happens is a bank run. Now BlockFi secured this loan, and in parallel, let's talk also about Voyager. They also secured a loan. FTX to the rescue, right? Celsius might also get something. Now a couple days ago, there was like a talk in the market about somebody potentially getting funds from FTX, and turns out it was BlockFi. If we look at Celsius, guys, a lot of Celsius holders have started to try and execute a short squeeze event, and it is probably happening. We've seen Celsius get from about, I'm guessing 15-20 cents to now more than $1.50. That's 300% plus increase within 1 week. We've had a huge short squeeze from Celsius holders, and it looks crazy. It definitely looks crazy. All the people who were shorting, they are getting wrecked big time, as this guy says. Now, are there any guarantees that this is going to continue? Of course not. So it's still very risky, because Celsius, as of now, they are not talking to a lot of people. Of course, there's investigation happening, but they need to figure out ways to deal with the situation. So their legal team is getting them to pull off their AMA. So they pulled off one AMA. They're not talking to anybody. There are no updates. There are no updates around the withdrawals as well. Babel, on the other hand, had some relief today as well. So pretty interesting stuff happening in the crypto markets. Now, if we look at the US markets, and what's of macro concern to me, at least over the next few months, is the consolidation period, right? S&P, even if it comes here, there's a bigger chance that we are going to see some consolidation in this range. And when consolidation happens for an index, a lot of individual stocks, they are going to bleed quite bad. be it couple of months, be it 3 months. We don't know yet how long that consolidation period is going to be, but as markets consolidate, we are definitely going to see blood in the streets, especially given the Fed is trying to get inflation from 8.6% to their target of 2%. So they'll have to raise the interest rates quite a few number of times, and they can't, those interest rate hikes, they can't be a 25 basis point hike. The only hike that makes sense is multiple 75 basis point hikes if they really want to do that. And if they actually do that, they risk kind of triggering a mass recession. And most of the people in the markets, most of the market veterans, they are more or less now agreeing kind of in a consensus that we cannot avoid a mass recession right now. That is going to affect markets all over the world. Now let's look at the layoff situation and what's happening. Elon Musk just clarified that Tesla will lay off 3.5% of the total workforce as ex-employees sue company. Now layoffs will affect 3.5% of Tesla's overall workforce. I know a lot of crypto companies laying off 10 to 30% of their staff as well, and that is a bummer. Looking at what's happened from mid-June. So as of mid-June, more than 21,000 workers in the US tech sector have been laid off. Now, what I'm not counting here is people in the Indian tech sector laid off, because a lot of these outsourcing jobs, they go to countries like India, Philippines. So a lot of that is going to trickle down to Indian economy as well. And we are going to get affected in India as well, for sure. Now, and this is by the way 2022. But if I start to look at individual companies, yeah, that's we've had Coinbase, Compass, and Notarize being added to this list as well. BlockFi laid off 20%, which is 170 people. Coinbase specifically laid off 18%, that's 1,100 people. They've also laid off their Indian staff as well, so definitely not just people in the US. There are n number of companies conducting layoffs all over the place, depending on what country they are in. And I know in India there are companies that are also choosing to kind of get out completely, or kind of even close shop. Netflix has laid off 2% people, and you'll find all of these, like these names, if you just Google. And it's pretty interesting to see, or it's going to be pretty interesting to see on how all of this actually translates into market performance, because right now we are looking at a bounce. But if you look at the macroeconomic situation, a lot of people are not going to have discretionary income. So a lot of luxury companies, like Starbucks, for example, or companies where people have to go eat out, shop quite a bit, they're going to get hit pretty hard, at least at the start. Now, what I'm hoping is that this is a bottom, but of course it's everybody tries to get the bottom. It's not really possible to get the bottom. That's why it's always suggested, look at S&P 500. If you want to invest into the US markets, just DCA in the same amount every single month for 10, 15, 20 years, and you're going to be just fine. Look at Bitcoin. Invest 5 years SIP every single month, or every single day, or every single week, same amount, just be done with it, right? So let's see how these situations play out. It's pretty interesting to see. It's going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out. And of course, I do believe that the whole situation with Celsius, BlockFi, the liquidation scenario, the DeFi scenario needs to relax, or needs to get relaxed a little bit. We need to be get done, or we need the market to get done with all of this, and we need these situations to get solved a little bit by the people, by the teams, for us to actually see some real movement in the markets. Because right now a lot of this movement is based off of fear, is based off of hype. There's still hype in the market, even though markets are at an extreme fear standpoint. So that's where we are with the markets today, and probably for the next couple of days I'll get you an update pretty soon, depending on how the markets move. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and smash that like button if you haven't already, guys. This is Crypt-Economy. I'll see you guys in the next video.